Oh, so someone said it's Janes, not Jones. So I'll correct that on our record.
James.
Billy Tom Janes.
Yeah, I did have Janes written down, but
Apologies for that.
on the official one it does say Jones.
So who takes responsibility for Wales boxing?
Yeah, it would have come from the Welsh box, so whoever has put that down from Wales has put down the wrong name.
So get your complaints in.
William actually won the Scottish title by second round stoppage, stopping Kieran Wiley of Cleland. So he's got a bit of a punch to him.
Yeah, certainly this weight, Ben, they can be quite deceiving because they look quite slight.
Well, sometimes they can be some of the biggest punchers when you've got that kind of tall, slim frame. You get the leverage on your punches. Some of the greatest punchers in history have been tall, thin boxers. Yeah. I think the classic one would be Tommy Hearns that people.
Yeah, I'm sure both boxers will be pleased that their names getting mentioned in the same in the same sentence as Tommy Hearns, but I agree with the sentiment. So. And as I said earlier on, it's quite exciting for the future of boxing. I mean, these are the real entry-level boxers at this international standard, and the standard of boxing from all home nations, but if we focus on our own, Scotland has been absolutely fantastic today.
You can feel there is a buzz and an excitement. I spoke with Chris Ella about the Commonwealth Games and mentioned it a few times. Got that next month, and likes to say Sam Hickey and Rhys Lynch, like they're hardly in the country. I don't know if you they're all travelling.
In Spain just now.
I know I've seen that.
Right,
but it's great for them as well. It's great experience for them to go and even in sparring sessions up with other boxers for other nations.
And that's it. And Scotland are getting noticed as well. I was talking to a couple of fans earlier on who came up from England, and they were surprised at how well Scotland are doing for the size of the nation.
Yeah.
You know, it's a cliche, but we punch well above our weight in this arena.
Yeah, well, certainly Sam Hickey, who you just mentioned there, won a European bronze medal last month. Senior European bronze medal, first in 16 years for Scotland. And last year we had Rhys Lynch win Scotland's first ever World Championship medal, winning a bronze in Serbia. So both of those boxers will be at the Commonwealth Games this summer. They're both full-time GB boxers down in Sheffield. So they'll be two of our big medal hopes this summer.
So two to look out for. So this is a much slower pace than the previous bout, but a wee bit more technical. Both boxers still feeling each other out, and then so we were chatting earlier, Jamie, and you had said that your interest in boxing was sort of sparked by a few of your friends, and then you have finished the story about Craig Stephen.
My mate was actually away back in the Argo Centre. He was actually boxing an exhibition, but we didn't have a clue what an exhibition was. So although we knew it was his teammate, we were like one of these, get in there, leather on. Well, you don't really know what's going on, you don't really understand what's going on. And I always thought I met Craig Stephen years later, but I obviously would have seen him at that event, Kinflint Centre in Drumchapel, which is in the middle of Drumchapel and like where I grew up. But after that, I started filming my mate Ahmed as a professional. But he was a Muay Thai first, and then he went through white collar and then professional, and I was just following him. Cash was always a bit quieter. Like now he tells me the stories about travelling with Boxing Scotland and travelling up to Fraserburgh and stuff like that, but that's kind of where JTV, the idea started, going with doing interviews with boxers, because with him I thought it would be good if he had experience speaking to cameras and stuff like that. And then I met Jason McCormick the same day that he was boxing the GBs. He had to sit his maths exam, his higher maths exam, so he went for sitting that. His mum drove him all the way down, so that's where JTV Raw came through, the boxing side of things. And then when Frasier's show came, I filmed that, filmed juries, and then before you know it, everybody's wanting you to film their shows, and it's just sort of grew for there.
And it's going to be quite a successful thing. And a lot of people don't appreciate that that's sometimes the pressures that boxers are going through. You know, going from a higher maths exam and then going into a bout straight after it. It's not easy. So I know which one I would rather do. I'm not very good at maths.
That's why like boxing can do amazing in communities, especially like the deprived areas, like where I grew up, and you can save lives. You change a young person's life by getting them in a boxing ring. You see this even with the coaches. A lot of them have seen it all, done it all. They're the best role models, social workers, acting grannies, acting uncles, whatever. Like just because they can be a person that a boxer can go to, and it's a safe environment for them.
And that's it, and boxing is a real community sport as well. It's the whole community's involved, and you just have to look at tomorrow. It's quite a special day for all the dads out there, but there's dads here volunteering, giving their time up as coaches, as referees, as judges, and they're here tomorrow doing that, so it's a real community. And
I think it's easy to forget that, especially if you turn up to a championship like this. You forget the hours and hours, the sacrifice that a lot of people, not just the boxers or the referees or the officials as well, but even the parents and that, they've travelled up to watch their nephews or sons or daughters boxing, and it's amazing because you do feel part of a community like that. It's like I've been welcomed in it, like as an outsider, and being able to just walk into any gym and speak to people, and I love it. So Gregory Houston with the official announcement here, just in a moment.
Well, let's hear it for both boxers. After 3 rounds, a winner on a 3-2 split decision. And through to the final. And the red corner, please let's hear it for Retson.
So Billy Tom getting the decision there. He'll move forward to tomorrow, where he will box John Hodgkins of England in the 57 kilogram final.